Thank you. We appreciate all of you being here today. Our venue has changed a little bit so that we can get everybody out here that would like to attend and be here today. Just a couple of housekeeping things. As last Monday, there will be no public comment period. We have Elder County residents here who need to hear what's going on. We love you, Elder County residents, and we appreciate you being here today. Okay, and the protesters and those out of our county, we would ask that you respect and be kind. These people from Elder County would like to hear what's going on. Okay, enough. From now on, I will tell you, you continue. I have law enforcement here who will remove you from the meeting. And this is how it's going to go. Those of you back here, if you continue to go on, or anybody else, one of our officers, we have several here who are more than happy to help you leave the building. And if you want that, that's fine. But you go off, we will have you removed. Okay? Everybody understands that. We've made that pure and clear. Okay? This is a public meeting, and we have... We've already had public comment periods. And to that, what we... Officers, can we have some officers back here? We have officers back here. That's enough. I told you the last time. Once again, I'll have you removed.
Let me know if I'm in your way. I might have to stand up. There's no...
At this time, let me tell you, because of the amount of people in the back that are carrying on, if you can't contain yourselves, the three of us will move into this room and we'll do it. We'll conduct the meeting in that room via Zoom. Okay? That's it. The next time, we'll go in the other room and that's how we'll do it. So you can either be quiet and be kind. The people who live in this county want to hear what's going on. So contain yourselves and please be quiet. Be courteous. Isn't that who we are in the state of Utah? Are we the state of Utah? Care about each other? No. Then please show us that you have that. Okay? It's a country that we live in, and let's be kind and be decent one to another. Okay. That said, we're still interested in hearing from you. As I've said in the past, we won't be having public comment period. You can continue to share your thoughts and feelings with us and feedback for the Stratus Project section on the website. Many of you have used that form, sent emails, voicemails, and text messages. We received more than 2,500 comments as of today. It's far more than that. Questions and concerns from the public, including 262 comments from Box Elder County residents. We appreciate the feedback and have reviewed all of it, but we're prioritizing comments come from the county residents and have reviewed their comments from folks outside of the county of the state of Utah as well. One thing to understand about the feedback we've received, it includes many comments in favor of the Stratus Project. That may surprise some of you here today, but it's important for you to understand that the proposed project does have support from many people who live and work here. I'm not talking about MIDA or the legislature or the governor. I'm talking about your friends and neighbors. We have a responsibility to consider their opinions just as much as we consider opinions from residents opposed to the project. Okay. I will review the agenda and speak a moment, but first, there are a few things I want to emphasize on behalf of the commission. Nothing has been decided yet. We are committed to getting the process right. That's why we've slowed the process down. We needed time to do our due diligence, time to listen and communicate with our residents, including all of you here today, and time to continue negotiating with MIDA to ensure the project agreement addresses many concerns that we all share. Even if the commission gives consent to MIDA for this project area today or in the future, it is not the end of that oversight process. In fact, it's only the beginning. Construction won't happen overnight. It's likely to take up to 10 years to fully build the site. There will be permitting processes and regulatory fines required along the way. MIDA has assured us the proposed project here includes thoughtful planning and responsible stewardship in terms of the project. Shh. Thank you. That's once. Construction and operation. Finally, this data center will be built somewhere. It will generate jobs and economic investment. The proposed site location works well for a proposed data center. It is unused land situated away from existing homes and businesses.
Oh, God. She said, uh-oh. This is not good. I've already decided. They've decided.
Yeah, for him to start talking about
It would draw water from the site, but the water isn't being used today because it's too salty for human consumption. The closed loop design means the data center won't consume any more water than a typical office park or
No hollering.
It's near a natural gas pipeline that will allow the site to produce its own power and not put additional strain on the local grid or increase electricity prices for residents and businesses.
Selling it to us. Yeah, it's Cox twisted his arm, gave him something. Yep.
The agreement we've been negotiating with MIDA ensures that it won't cost the citizens of Box Elder County anything. In fact, the county will benefit by receiving more tax revenue and infrastructure. Paid by the project developers, not the residents, even during the initial phases of the project. Plus, it will create jobs, boost our local economy, and strengthen our military for years to come. So, based on the public comments we've received, we have asked our county attorney's office to provide some additional information to address the outstanding concerns and questions. We appreciate our county's attorney's office for helping us through this process. We have also hired an outside firm to help us as well. So we appreciate our county attorney's office for all that they've done in their hard work, as well as the attorney's office and firm that we've hired outside our county. At this time, we'll have Steve Hadfield come up and he will present. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve didn't see you. We'll have Steve Hadfield and Annie Hansen help present some things for you.
Thank you, Commissioners. There was a lot of concerns about pollution in the air that might be impacted. We tried to get the Department of Air Quality to come up. Since there's no application to file, they would not. However, I was able to speak with the engineer. Talking with the Department of Air Quality, they said that MIDA is not exempt from their requirements. They would be required to obtain an approval order, which is the equivalent of an air quality permit. They would have to file an application. Is that better?
No.
Where's the speaker? Turn the speaker.
Is that better? Okay. So we talked with the Department of Air Quality, who told us that MIDA is not exempt from their standards. They would be required to obtain an approval order or an air quality permit. Application would have to be filed. They would have to show that all the requirements are met. It applies to any equipment that would be emitting anything into the atmosphere. The department would then issue an engineering review. There would be a public comment period. A public hearing could be requested. The process takes typically 150 to 200 days. All applications and studies are public information and would be made available to the public. Depending upon the type of structures that are going to be installed, there could be a Title V operating permit required. This would be reviewed every 5 years and have to be renewed every 5 years. They have a compliance department that would take any complaints, any concerns with the project, and those would be addressed by the Department of Air Quality. With respect to concerns about the water, we talked to the Department of Water Quality. We did get a letter, and I will give that to the commissioners. Here's what they said. It says the Utah Division of Drinking Water has delegated authority from the U.S. EPA to implement the Federal Safe Drinking Water Act. Based on current project understanding, Division of Drinking Water assumes the data center and power plant will operate as separate public water systems, sourcing water from independent groundwater wells. Drinking water systems must be physically separate from water used for cooling, fire protection, or power generation. Wells must be designed to Department of Drinking Water standards, including rigorous source protection and potential treatment depending on water quality. Systems must meet minimum storage and pressure requirements, likely necessitating dedicated tanks and pump stations. Each system must be managed by a certified water operator responsible for all testing, including monthly bacteria sampling. Systems are subject to annual fees, regular inspections, continuous reporting to ensure public health and safety. The Division of Water Quality is responsible for protecting the waters of the state under the Utah Water Quality Act and delegated authority from the U.S. EPA to implement the Federal Clean Water Act. Permits are required for all surface water and groundwater discharges to waters of the state. These permits include a rigorous public notice process to ensure community awareness and involvement. Discharge permits, this is the primary mechanism for pollution prevention. Permits are required for all discharges, whether to surface waters or groundwaters. Protection of use, the division's processes ensure that discharges do not harm the designated uses of state waters. That's from the Division of Water Quality. We also checked with the Bear River Water Conservancy District. Mr. Chance Baxter is here. We'd like to have him come to the table here and answer just a few questions for us. There.
This is not a public comment session here. You have made a decision. We cannot talk. You will not let us talk.
You almost have to swallow that mic, Chance. So.
Hell.
Okay.
Can you tell the commission what is your position and what are your responsibilities with the Bear River Water Conservancy District?
Yes. Can everyone hear me okay? Is that close enough? I serve with the Bear River Water Conservancy District as their general manager. In a professional capacity, we focus on water resources, planning, and protection. The district's role is to evaluate, manage, and protect water resources within Elder County, including surface water and groundwater supplies. That includes reviewing water right applications, understanding basin hydrology, and coordinating with the state engineer, and helping to ensure existing water users and long-term water suppliers are protected. I'm not here to act as a project advocate for or against this project. My role here today is to provide technical information to help decision makers understand water supply limitations, risks, and obligations.
Thank you. Can you tell me, is the district familiar with the proposed MIDA project area, and specifically with the water right change request for water right 13-4148 owned by Bar H Ranch, Inc.?
Yes, the district is generally familiar with the proposed MIDA Stratus project and is specifically aware of the application to change water right 13-4148, which is owned by Bar H Ranch Incorporated. Our involvement was limited to reviewing the water right application from a hydraulic and water supply perspective. The district did not review or evaluate land use, zoning, or economic development aspects of this project.
And what was the result of the district's review of the application to change this water right?
The district's engineering team, which reviews water right transactions all over Elder County, forwarded the application for water right 13-4148 to me for review a few weeks ago. We confirmed that the Bear River Water Conservancy District does not own or rely on any water sources or water rights in or around the Salt Wells or Hansel Valley area. We also confirmed that no municipalities, towns, or other water districts own water rights in that area. All the water rights there are privately owned. Based on that, the district determined it did not have grounds to take further action on the application and did not pursue a protest or formal comment.
Thank you. And what do you know about the source and the water quality of water right 13-4148?
In short, Salt Wells is where Hansel Valley's groundwater ends, not where it begins. The water there is naturally salty and highly mineralized. It is unsuitable for drinking or long-term irrigation. The only usable groundwater in the valley is farther north, and it is very limited and not replaceable.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Thanks, Chance. Appreciate you.
And lastly, Commissioners, the county did retain an outside law firm, Smith Hartfixon. They have worked on this very hard for the county. We'd like to have Adam Wong come forward and explain to the commissioners what they have done.
As Mr. Hadfield said, my name is Adam Long with the law firm of Smith Hartfixon. The county engaged us to provide advice on this particular project. My practice focuses on economic development, particularly local incentives, much like what MIDA is offering here. My involvement here has primarily been to make sure the county gets essentially the deal that has been presented to it. The way MIDA works, MIDA essentially functions in a very similar role to a municipality, where within a MIDA project area, they have essentially full control of all the things that a city would typically do. Building permits, zoning, land use, approvals. MIDA is required to get the county's consent up front before including any private land in a project area. Which is why we've been talking to MIDA. That's one of the agenda items today, is that consent from the county. To that end, we've been working on an interlocal agreement between Elder County and MIDA. We started with a draft that MIDA presented and have made significant progress over the last week and a half to really get the protections in that the county has asked for and the type of things that MIDA has promised. I'm going to go through this list quickly, and I'm happy to answer questions. Really, the two areas the county's been looking at are, one, very clear limits on what the county is obligated to provide and what MIDA's able to do within the project area, and also, two, making sure the county receives the type of financial benefits that MIDA has promised. So we have a variety of things where this agreement expressly limits MIDA's ability to do certain things within the project area. For example, no residential development. Any data center cooling must be a closed loop system, obviously addressing the water use concerns. Limits on hotel rooms, limits on development by Highway 84 until a certain amount of data center space has been built. Noise limits at the project area boundary or at the closest residence to the project area boundary. The county also will have the ability to suggest members for a design review committee, which would function analogous to a planning commission. Those would be appointed by MIDA, but names put forward by the county. And then as far as the financial side goes, MIDA has promised, if this data center gets built, a great deal of tax revenue from
Let him quiet, let him speak.
So this is tax revenue from taxes levied by MIDA within the project area, including a municipal energy tax, a telecommunications license tax, transient room tax revenue, and also point of sales tax revenue. What MIDA has promised with the first phase, their estimates are about $30 million in annual revenue to the county. With about $108 million in annual revenue to the county at full build out. So that'd be the full 9 gigawatts of energy usage and a corresponding data center. And MIDA or the master developer, as I think was previously mentioned, will be making 3 upfront payments of $5.4 million each to help offset the cost of the county providing services.
Can you please be quiet so
And we also changed the mechanism we also added language essentially guaranteeing a certain amount of revenue. So to address the risk of legislative changes or changes in the sales tax treatment of data center equipment, any number of things, where MIDA commits to adjusting that energy tax up to meet a minimum threshold of revenue based on the amount of generation installed within the project area or energy used. Those are the highlights of our negotiations over the very, very furious negotiations over the last week and a half or so. I'm happy to answer questions.
How much are you making?
Hey, it's our turn to talk. Adam, did you mention that something about the dark sky thing? You have an agreement with MIDA on that? For hell's sakes, grow up! Beyond a joke.
Be quiet, Can you be quiet? Let our citizens hear what needs to be said, please.
One pool camera for video in there, and we can all share it afterwards. Are you guys okay with that? Yeah. So I would probably just go in there with this instead.
Test. Hello, can you hear us? Okay, we would appreciate those of you out there can be quiet and allow our citizens to understand and hear what's going on in here. We appreciate our citizens being here and enduring this. So now we will turn the time back over to Adam. Oh, excuse me, Steve would like to say stuff.
Yeah, Adam just finished talking about the contract. I'd like to ask you one question. How Adam feels about the contract that's been negotiated?
The contract as it sits right now does a good job of ensuring the county gets the deal that MIDA promised. And I should mention, Commissioner Bingham, right before we switched rooms, asked about dark skies. The dark sky compliance is in MIDA's development standards in their development agreement, and they've agreed that it will be in this interlocal agreement. So compliance with the county's dark sky standards.
And what guardrails have we put in place to protect the county?
So the big guardrails for the county here are really limitations on what the county is obligated to do, so the types of services the county is obligated to provide. And those are really, I guess, services as in municipal type services. And those are really just police, fire, and EMS, and snow plowing and maintenance on any county-owned roads, of which there will be very few. So those are the things that the county is explicitly not obligated to do. The other things that protect the county are the restrictions placed on what MIDA is allowed to do. I went through this list very quickly before. Some of the big ones are only allowing closed-loop cooling for data center facilities, not allowing any residential development in the project area, restricting any development by Highway 84 until a certain amount of data center space is built. Really the things that MIDA has said they're not going to do. They've really presented this as a data center and advanced manufacturing type project area. So we want those commitments on paper.
Thank you. Is there any further discussion? Commissioner Perry?
I'd just like to have our county attorney explain to us what, as commissioners, our current role is in today's decision and what decision we would be taking. I think actually maybe Andy can talk about that. But maybe before we do that, do we need to untable the items from the previous? So I would make a motion for the agenda that we untable Resolution 26-12 and Resolution 26-11.
Second?
We have a motion to untable Resolution 26-12 and 26-11. Motion by Commissioner Perry and a second by Commissioner Bingham. If there's no further discussion, all in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Thank you very much. Annie?
Thank you. You have two agenda items related to the MIDA project on the meeting today. The first agenda item is Resolution 26-12. This is the resolution that allows you to adopt the interlocal agreement 26-15. The interlocal agreement is between MIDA and Box Elder County. By approving this agreement on this agenda item, it is not the county providing consent for MIDA to move forward. All that it does is it takes all of those provisions that Adam just talked about with you and all of the different negotiated issues and puts them into this interlocal agreement where both agencies will abide throughout the life of the project. The second agenda item that you have is agenda item C, Resolution 26-11. This resolution is the resolution where the county would provide consent to MIDA. Under the Utah state law, MIDA is not able to include private land in a MIDA project area without first the agreement of the landowners and second the consent from the county commission or legislative body. And so they are not able to create the Stratus project area until the county consents to allow them to do that. So the second agenda item, Resolution 2611, is the one where, if approved, would provide the necessary consent under state law for MIDA to then move forward with the creation of the Stratus project area. This is not a resolution that allows them to build a data center. It is not you approving whatever the use is by MIDA. It is simply just the consent that they need to then move forward with their own land use process. Do you have any questions about either item?
Commissioner Chair, I'd like to make a statement if that's okay.
That'd be great.
So, understanding these things that have been brought from our county attorney, from the information we've been shared with from our county attorney's office and from the private attorney's office, the information we've gathered from Bear River Water Conservancy District and all those various people we've talked to since this was brought to our attention, I just want to start off by saying there is no one on this commission or any other county elected official that is going to benefit from this project financially or otherwise. This project would be designed for county, for the benefit of Box Elder County, not for any individual person. Our vote today is not a vote for or against the data center. Our vote is about personal property rights. and whether we can put any guardrails on this issue. This land is private, and it is currently unzoned. That is one of the issues we have in our county, is we have unzoned land that gives us very little control to what happens on that unzoned land. I did receive a letter and some information from a constituent, someone here in Box Elder County. And I just want to read a few things. It says, I don't claim to have all the answers. I hold real respect for the complexity of the decision you and your fellow commissioners face. But I've been troubled by the nature of the opposition, which seems driven more by emotion and misinformation than by a careful look at what's actually being proposed. Also, they went on that Utah requires data centers to generate their own power, and this project does exactly that. This individual also expressed to me that what concerns me most as a resident isn't the project itself, it's the willingness of some in our community to override the rights of landowners who have chosen to participate in this project. Property rights are foundational in our way of life here. People have the right to use their land. That doesn't make every use popular, but it does make opposing it on these grounds a dangerous road to go down. We have a representative form of government and it exists precisely because no individual citizen has access to all the information, all the expertise, and all the context needed to make every complex decision. That is why we've elected commissioners, not to simply echo back whatever the loudest voice in the rooms are saying, but to study the issues carefully and make the best decision for the county, even when that decision isn't popular. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Perry. Commissioner Brigham, is there something you would like to address?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, there is. However, my comments are to the citizens of Box Elder County because this is going to affect Box Elder County, their tax burden and everything else that goes with it. Before I make my vote, I want to say a few words. I very rarely read a statement, but this one I'm going to. This Stratus project was not sought by Box Elder County, nor the commissioners, and we had no idea it was heading our way. Once we found out, we as commissioners consulted with our county attorney's office and outside attorneys. We had lots of ideas and worked hard for the best possible outcome for Box Elder County. Most of what we stipulated for our county, MIDA agreed to. Everyone knows about the money and jobs, but I'm not sure that you are aware. One of the agreements made is that they will never put permanent housing on the land that was purchased. This is in line with our county's master plan. They will not take power from our grid and will generate their own. The county will not pay for any infrastructure related to this project, and the project will pay for all their needed county services. The water has already been addressed today. These are a few of the conditions that are put in writing and which have been reviewed by attorneys. MIDA said they would not do this project without 100% owner sales and support, which they have, and 100% commission approval. Any vote from a commission requires transparency with a public hearing, which requires public notice. We have done this. We have delayed a vote twice to give all of us time to review and digest the proposal. I have spent many hours paying attention, reading, studying, and speaking with some of you. Thank you for your input, and I appreciate the time, effort, and knowledge freely given to analyze the data that is available to everyone. There have been many good points made and good questions asked. We live in a great county. My personal point of view cannot decide my vote. I took an oath to represent the people of Box Elder County. I've listened and considered various outcomes. I've pondered, what will this mean to us now? What could this look like in 10 years? Will future generations be glad for the decision made today? After taking this much needed time, I believe that I am voting with our collective best interest in mind. There are a few of the considerations behind my vote. If I vote no, this project could still move forward using different means to accomplish their goal. Then Box Elder County would not have any say or oversight. We would lose the contract that has been agreed upon that will benefit our county for generations to come. If I vote yes, there are still major issues which we are all concerned about. Researching this, many of these will be addressed through other agencies. This project will comply with all air, water, and land regulations. Currently, our county has no legal way to limit the size of an industrial project. People have a right to sell, and people have a right to buy land. Water rights are personal property that can be sold and bought. Since this land is not zoned, the use can be established without notice and public hearings. One final thought. Our county has faced controversial proposals before. Consider the impact of the county if in the 1950s cycle, now known as Northrop Grumman, or in the 60s, if the Arthur Watkins Dam, commonly known as Willard Bay proposals, had been denied. Or decades later, if the county's Little Mountain landfill or the Procter & Gamble Corporation proposals had been denied. I think we can all agree these have been great additions to our county, and we've been able to preserve the things we love about our county. I can see a path forward with this project as well. With careful planning, we can continue to protect our rich heritage, resources, and the things that make Box Elder County such a wonderful place to live. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Bingham. We appreciate that. I too have spent endless hours in study of this project. I've made several phone calls. I've talked to several folks. And I just echo what the other two commissioners have said and what I said as the meeting got going. Just like Northrop Grumman, the farmers will be able to lease the ground back to farm on, just like Northrop Grumman. One of the things that we as a commission have been pushing for the last year and a half is to get our county zoned. As we get our property zoned, we protect those things that go on in our county. And we need to realize and remember that everybody has property rights and that they can do what they would like to do with their property. We appreciate your time being here today. And I would move for a motion.
Mr. Chair, I would make a motion that we approve Resolution 2612, which provides approval for interlocal agreement 2615 between Box Elder County and MIDA.
Second.
We have a motion to approve resolution number 2612. We have a motion by Commissioner Trevor and a second by Commissioner Bingham. Is there any further comments? If not, motion passes. Oh. All in favor? Okay. I would entertain him. Okay, I would entertain a motion to approve the resolution 2611, Box Elder County Commission consent to the inclusion of the private land located in the unincorporated Box Elder County in the MIDA Stratus project area.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 26-11, Box Elder County Commission consenting to the inclusion of private land located in the unincorporated Box Elder County in the United States.
Second that.
We have a motion to approve resolution 2612 by Commissioner resolution 2611 by Commissioner Bingham and a second by Commissioner Perry. If there's no further comments, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passes. Thank you very much. We appreciate you being here today, especially our citizens. We appreciate all that you do, and at this time I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would make a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you very much.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need you to vacate the building, please. Per law enforcement, please vacate the building.